I believe in support, man. I believe in helping people get to where they want to be, and that's the whole purpose of my platform is to just be that beacon of encouragement. Because a lot of times we want to start something and we don't have the support, and before we learn how to validate ourselves, we kind of lean on the people that's close to us or the people around us that kind of like pour into us. Yeah, I know what it's like to not have nobody in your corner. I know what it's like to start something and be passionate about it and really just be the only person clapping for you.
And the thing about that is like it don't cost nothing to share a post. Don't cost nothing to share a reel. It don't cost nothing to share something to your story.
Because I want to look back on this time and I want to be able to document some of the stuff that we doing, like how we doing with the podcast, and show people that our content is your currency, man. I'm really learning this. I got to start posting more B2 like you always getting on me about. I got to show my face. Apparently, this is what's going to get us to the moon. Apparently, God been talking to me about that.
See, and I've been telling you for years.
I know he has been. Impact.
In fact, my hustle is intact. In fact, my hustle is intact. In fact, my hustle is intact. My muscle tough as the hustle, the numbers is just that. And I'ma keep winning and sit back. I love the feeling of killing them with that. Attacking the process, tackling topics, master synopsis. This the residual impact, yeah.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is your man, Brandon Gio.
And your man, Jermichael Moore.
And we are the Residual Impact Podcast. Here we inspire others to find the greatness within themselves.
And then apply it to the community.
Let's grow. Back again for another one, my friends.
Hey, mama.
We are tapped in. Episode 79, man. How I feel?
Wow. First and foremost, that's a pretty high number because we started at 0. So to make it a 79, I think that's pretty cool. I mean, 79, I look at 79 years of age, that's a pretty long time. I would want to live to 79 years old.
Yeah,
older.
Older.
You know what I mean?
Like a few episodes ago, we talked about centenarians, people who live at 100 or more.
Come on now.
Saying? That's the ultimate goal. Like, I would love to see 100.
Come on now.
Lord willing. But
so, I guess you can if you look at it in podcasts, if you look at that as age, I mean, we're pretty old considering some people don't make it to the age of 79 in podcasting. So we made it.
Yeah, we did.
That's a way to look at it.
We did.
Grateful, man.
But everybody, if you guys do not recall, I said that the last episode was going to be a 2-parter. And this is a continuation of the last episode. So if this is your first time listening to our show, please go back. Well, first of all, thank you for tapping in. We greatly appreciate it. But please make sure you go back and listen to episode 78 before you listen to this one, okay?
Yep.
Because I think personally that you'll be doing yourself an injustice or a disservice if you listen to this episode first and then go back and pick up on 78. So
big facts.
Let's do it in order. Go back, listen to 78, and then come tap in with 79, all right?
Talk to me nice.
So with that in mind, man, again, we picking up where we left off at episode 78, where we have a guest in the building, man. Again, this was a long time coming. Somebody who's been tapped into the show with us for years, we can say, because at this rate, like I said, in a few months, we'll be at the 3-year mark. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's major, bro. That's major, bro. For real.
Give it up for that.
3 years.
3 years is right around the corner.
Wow.
So with us today in the building, we have the man, the myth, the legend, the chicken nugget connoisseur.
Talk to me.
Chicken nugget connoisseur.
The father, the author, the podcast host.
Yeah.
We missing any other accolades?
Your favorite rapper's rapper.
Your favorite rapper's favorite rapper.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta have that one, man, for sure. None other than Mr. Sauce Brady himself, host of the Roll Up Podcast in the building.
What's going on, man?
Proud to be nice. Welcome back, brother.
Happy to be here.
For sure.
Happy to be here.
Even though to us it's only been like a few minutes, but for everybody else it's been a full week.
It's been a full week, man. Had time to catch up. Had time to catch up for sure.
Oh, yeah, man. Definitely. This is again, we knew this was going to be a two-parter because, you know, you coming on the show was definitely a long time coming. And I knew that I didn't want to just have every single piece of this particular conversation with you on the pod with us and just condensing it into one episode.
Word.
Because I had a feeling that we were going to talk for at least 2 hours.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
So even if we ran it up to 2.5 hours, 3 hours, like this was going to need to be 2 parts.
2 parts, yeah. Because I could talk 2 hours by myself.
Hey, you and me both, brother. But hey, before we even dive into the show, you guys already know what time it is. I've said it in the last episode and I'm going to keep saying it. Subscribe to the movement. Be sure that you subscribe to the movement and tap in with us, not only on the audio platforms that you may be listening to us on, but also in video, whether it's YouTube or if it's on Instagram, you know, or TikTok or even Twitter, man, we are everywhere. So tap in and subscribe to the movement and be sure to hit that notification bell so you never miss when we upload a new episode or a new video, period, because we don't just do podcast episodes, we do reaction videos as well. And we upload short form content that you won't want to miss. So go ahead and subscribe to the movement, hit that notification bell so you never miss when we upload new content. And don't forget to leave a like and don't forget to drop comments down below because we want to have conversations with y'all.
Big facts.
You know what I'm saying? This is definitely going to be a big conversation piece. You know, we already started it, like I said, in episode 78. So here we are in 79, and we're going to continue the conversation. And it's only right that you guys have conversation with us because we are here to have conversation with y'all.
Well, B, since you're talking the talk, man, already, so might as well go ahead and continue on, my brother. Well, how was your week then?
Oh, man, I didn't think I was ever going to get asked that question.
Like, how was your week, brother?
I didn't think I was ever going to get asked that question. But nah, for sure, man. My week was a blast, man. It really was just mostly work.
Yeah.
So I can't complain. Again, like I've said before, man, I was unemployed for a good amount of time last year. So to be able to work and make money when I know what it's like to be in a position to where I'm not making any money,
yeah,
I'm grateful. So I will say that my work week was great. You know what I'm saying? I got paid yesterday. As of this recording, I got paid yesterday, and I still have a good chunk of that check.
Talk that talk, then.
I'm not mad at all. I'm not mad at it at all. Yeah, for real. And with some of that check, you know, I definitely splurged a little bit.
As you should.
As I should, right? I worked hard for it, right? Might as well.
Might as well.
I bought tickets to a podcast show. So, Mike, you and I went to one of the podcast shows last year for tonight's conversation. Ace Metaphor and, you know, his crew. And I actually went again, you know, this year. So they're on tour again. And I know they're coming back to Atlanta in June, I want to say, but I had to go ahead and hit up this show in March because they had 2 people that I really wanted to see. You know, one of them was a host of a podcast that I tap into frequently, like every single week. I'm always tuned in. This is the only podcast whose Patreon I was a part of. And, you know, I look at these guys like, I don't want to say extended family because I don't really know them like that, but, you know, it's coming. Like, I feel like a collaboration for sure is going to happen between our show and their show.
Talk that talk.
Whenever the time comes, right?
Word.
So shout out to Trill AC of the Cruise Season Podcast. I know he was on the panel for tonight's conversation, and I went to go see him and meet him. And then his cousin, who was also a co-host on the show, he was there as well. So I got to meet 2 out of the 4 members of the Cruise Season Podcast, which was pretty dope.
Word.
And then another person I wanted to see was somebody who I've met on multiple occasions. And I've actually talked about her in a previous episode of ours when I first met her in person. I went to another live podcast show. Shout out to See the Thing Is Pod, Bridget Kelly and Mandy B. I met Mandy the day before. The live show was on a Friday. And I just happened to be in Atlantic Station the day before. You know, I was going to, you know, meet up and go to the movies with someone. And then ironically, I'm pulling into the parking deck listening to See the Thing Is podcast. So of course, the voices are fresh in my mind. And I'm just walking in out of nowhere. I hear this voice. I'm like, I know that ain't who I think it is. And so I walk up to her. I talk to her. Shout out to Mandy and her friends out at the table. table. I bought them drinks, and we was just chatting for a little bit. She was like, "You coming to the show tomorrow?" Like at that point, I was just like, you know what, I'll pull up. Yeah. But it was a great experience. You know, I enjoyed myself and got to see Mandy again. Got to meet Bridget Kelly. It was cool meeting the both of them, getting to take pictures with the both of them and chat. So yeah, that was a great experience, and I'm definitely looking forward to the next podcast event.
That's dope, man. I'm excited to be in the building for the next one. I think the next one is
for real. I think that one is going to be amazing. And when I told her that story, when I saw her yesterday, she knew instantly who I was. She was like, "Yep, at this place at this time, whatever. You know, how you been? Whatever." We was just chopping it up. Yeah,
that's what's up.
Yeah, pretty cool. And you know, she's gonna be at the Black Effect Podcast Festival next month in April. Mm-hmm. So shout out to Miss Mandy B of the Horrible Decisions podcast. Her and her co-host Weezy will be in the building for the Black Effect Podcast Festival, and I plan on getting tickets ASAP. Because, you know, the sooner the better. I'd much rather us get tickets and go, and then instead of just like have them sell out and us not go.
Right.
So in all honesty, with bringing that part of the conversation up, I really want all three of us to be there.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think it'll be a great opportunity for not only myself to promote the pod like I did last year, but of course, Mike, to get you in the building, because we all know what happened last year to where you couldn't make the event.
But it was for a purpose.
It was for a purpose.
As we all know now.
You know, we talked about it, but
yeah,
this year,
we in there.
We in there.
Cause I'm not ready to mingle, but I am single. So you know what I mean? I can maneuver around a little bit now. You know what I mean? Network. So, but yeah.
And it's crazy because I was talking to my girl about it, and I was like, "Oh, are we going again?" She was like, she's not really that excited to go this year because, you know, she went last year to see a few specific shows. Okay. So now, you know, the lineup, she's not too crazy about the lineup for this year.
Okay.
But she knows that I'm going to go because work, and I'm going to be, you know, mingling and networking and stuff like that. She was like, just don't meet anybody else. So I won't.
I can't make no guarantees.
I'm Mike.
Hey, as you brothers should, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, hey, both of y'all single, go ahead and handle your business, man. And definitely with you, SB, I think it would be a great opportunity for you, man, especially with you already having merch. Go out there and promote yourself, man.
Yeah.
Like, for real. If you can get your hands on the ticket, hey, ride with us.
I'm finna look into it tonight.
Yeah.
Because that seemed like a good event, man. Because like we was talking about outside, like the network is real, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You gotta have the connections, and that's the perfect event.
Yeah, it is,
especially in this podcast space because
everybody's there for podcasting, and even when you pitch your show to somebody, then who's gonna say no?
Right.
Everybody in that room is there for podcasts. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Come on, now that's the perfect opportunity.
Yeah, and that's all we've been missing is that one key human element of networking and building outside of social media. Mm-hmm. So once I get that avenue cranked up,
there you go.
It's gonna be a party.
Great mindset, man.
Yes, sir.
So with that, man, I want to say for sure, like with the people that I met yesterday, it was pretty dope because I got a lot of words of wisdom, especially from cruise season. You know what I'm saying? I talked to them about their growth, and their experiences, and you know how we as a collective, as a group, can get to the next level in terms of podcasting and in terms of exposure and getting our content out there. And they shared some great gems with me. Some that I won't share just yet. I want to test them out first, and then, you know, maybe a few episodes later, I'll go ahead and drop them after seeing the results. But trust me, this is something that's, you know, not going to be kept a secret by me. I don't gatekeep, you know, stuff like that. But, you know, shout out to the Trill AC and OT himself, Mr. So Well Fitness.
Word.
It was really good meeting those brothers from Houston. And I said, listen, if y'all ever throw a live podcast show in Houston, let me know. I'll be on the first flight. I'll be there. And they was talking about how they may definitely come back to Atlanta because Atlanta is one of their biggest markets.
I believe it, bro.
So I will say that I got my money's worth. And of course, like I said, I got to network and meet people. Wow. Speaking of, shout out to Unspoken ATL, man. I finally got to meet Nigel Armani in person. You know what I'm saying? Creator of Unspoken. Like, dude is, first of all, is taller in person than I expected.
Taller than you?
Heck yeah. He's probably like 6'3".
Oh, sheesh.
Yeah. And I didn't expect that, but it's like I was looking around when the event was over, and he was kicking it with Crew Season because they had recorded like the night before.
Okay.
When the boys first got to Atlanta, like they linked up with Nigel and they recorded, an episode of Unspoken together.
Okay.
So that was pretty dope. Word. And Nigel was like, "Yo, when are we linking up? When are we shooting?" He asked about you, man.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
I'm famous. I made it, mama. Shoot, we good.
Yeah, Nigel asked about you, and he was like, "Where's your boy at?" And I was like, "Yo, he had to work." But, he was like, "Well, when we going to shoot?" And I'm looking forward to it. So it'll be in the works really, really soon, man. Maybe even by the next episode or next 2-3 episodes, we're going to link up for sure.
For free?
Well, I didn't say anything about that.
Well, we ain't going to bring it up. And we ain't say nothing about it. None of it need to be said. He ain't say nothing. For free. I gotta ask. You gotta throw that out there nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm just saying. Look,
if anybody's gonna ask about
funds,
it's
hey,
gonna be
brother,
Mike.
you gotta stay on it. Look, I'm just saying.
But yeah, man, it was a great experience, and I will say that the whole event, led me up to really writing down everything that's on the docket today as far as what we are going to discuss or what I really wanted to discuss with y'all. And SB, I know we was talking about this before the cameras rolled, before we even walked in the studio. Right. We were talking about, what today's topic was, because I think it was something that's so crucial that a lot of people need to understand, especially people who look like us. Mm-hmm. And it's number one, your network being your net worth.
Yeah.
Okay. This is something that a lot of other groups understand, but for some reason, to my knowledge, or from what I have seen so far, like it's really rare for people who look like us to understand. And I guess it's goes back to the whole idea of the crabs in a barrel mentality, to where it's like, if one of us makes it,
yep.
Instead of us keeping, a group of people around us to where we could all make it and then look back and reach back and grab somebody else who's trying to make it, and we'll pull them up and be like, "Hey, we're here at this level. We're going to pull you up to our level too, because there's enough for all of us to eat."
Right. Yeah.
You have some people that are just like, you know what? Hey, I worked hard to get up to this level, and if you want to get up to this level too, you got to work just as hard. Like, I'm not going to give you anything to help you get to this level. Mm-hmm. Nah, like I think that's the wrong attitude to have personally. I mean, 100%. Even if you could give me some advice or maybe some keys to success or some sort of knowledge that you've gained on your journey that could potentially help me, even if I have to do the work myself, that's fine. I have no problem doing that. You don't have to just be like, "Hey, I'm here now. Let me invite you into the room that I'm in with all these different people at this level." You don't have to do that for me personally. You know what I'm saying? Just give me some gems, help me with something that I can't see right now because of the level that I'm at, or I can't fathom right now just because I haven't gone through everything that you've gone through. Mm-hmm. Maybe that might help unlock something within me to get me to where I gotta go. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's the cool thing about networking is, just being able to pitch off of other people's ideas, piggyback off other people's ideas. Because like you said, man, you may not think about something right away, but somebody could plant that seed, and you could be like thinking about ways, and then, but oh man, I remember such and such told me to do this, and so let me go ahead and figure out how to get through that way. And that's what it comes down to, man, at the end of the day. Because advice is advice. Like, you can get that from anywhere, but application is what separate if you really understand what's going on. Because anybody can give you the game, and I feel like that's the part in our community, bro. Is like everybody want to get the game, but they also don't want to do no work. They also don't want to put in no overtime. They don't want to put in no unseen work. They got to be seen all the time. They got to be having motion on the gram all the time. They got to have that validation from other people. But the real part of the grind is being able to duck off and be able to do that without people clapping for you.
Yeah, bro.
Right.
Because like you said, in our community, bro, like a lot of people don't know how to clap for each other. They don't know how to pull each other up. They want to have beef when it doesn't have to be like that.
Yeah.
It don't have to be beef all the time. It don't have to be conflict. It don't have to be none of that. It could just be a group of people that want to see each other win. I can do this good. You can do that good. You can do that good. Boom.
That is true. There's enough for everybody to eat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Enough to go around for everybody.
Yeah.
There's no reason at all where we should just be selfish, with stuff like this because, you talked about it briefly, like the market that we're in, the space that we're in, this podcasting space, Whenever I talk to people about starting their own podcast because they're just interested in doing so, one thing that they kind of throw out is the fact that they're scared to do it because the market is oversaturated, or
cap.
so they think. Right. It is cap.
It's too cap. Like one of my favorite quotes, bro. Somebody told me one time, there was like, if you look down the bread aisle, there's not just one brand of bread. It's like 50 different types of bread.
Yep. And we all do not go for the same bread.
And we
That's
do
a fact.
not go for the same bread. Like some people like honey wheat. Some people like the Great Value. Some people like King's Hawaiian. Everybody, it's a market for everything. You just
That's a
gotta stay.
fact.
You just gotta stay true to you.
That's a fact, bro.
Because like I said earlier, like if you spend your time trying to please other people, you're gonna eventually end up forgetting about yourself.
Right.
When at the end of the day, that's the only person that mattered. Because when you came in by yourself. When you die, you're gonna die alone. Everybody can have an opinion on what you do, but at the end of the day, when you make a decision, you the only person that really reap the consequences of
That's
that
a fact,
action.
bro.
A lot of things to keep in mind, man, because the grind is not easy.
Not at all.
Like just watching y'all set this up, it's not. It wasn't easy, but at the end of the day, like it got done.
Yeah.
And it's worth it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's worth it. A lot of people don't want to make that sacrifice.
Yeah.
They rather hate on somebody, be like, oh yeah, they was born with a silver spoon in their mouth, or they didn't have to work as hard. Like if you think about it, really, like this draft class coming up in college football, it's a lot of kids that played that their parents was in the NFL too, like Jerry Rice's son, Ed McCaffrey's son. It's a couple other cats that got kids that's in the league right now. And yeah, they use their parents' name, but at the end of the day, you still gotta come to work.
Yep.
You still gotta show up to hit the weights. You still gotta do your thing in practice. You still gotta ball out in the game. Just because your last name is whatever, or just because your skin color is whatever, that don't mean anything.
And it's true because it's only right because if you think about it, your father is so and so.
Yeah.
So it's only right that if this person's in the league and they're at this high level and everybody looks at them in this high regard, and you're trying to make it in the league as well, you have to put in so much work to get to that level because it doesn't work with everybody's kid.
Nope.
Look at Michael Jordan's kids.
No.
I know one is Marcus.
Yeah.
And I can't remember his other son's name, but they both played basketball in college. Neither one of them made it to the NBA.
No.
Why? Their father was considered the greatest NBA player in the league, ever. Essentially, ever. And neither one of his sons made it to the league, which is fine. Not everybody has to fill their parents' shoes. Yeah. But going back to, what we were talking about initially, it's like, it is kind of easier to get that spotlight because of your name, but for the most part, you still have to work for it.
You still got to put in the work.
Yeah.
Like it's like the play don't care who make it. Like you got to put in the work. Like the work is unavoidable. Like it's not something that you can get around. It's not something that you can only do when you want to. You got to do it every single day.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to be the top dog, you got to be the top dog every single day. You can't just be like, I want to be the top dog on Monday, and then take off Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then be like, oh yeah, I'm top dog again on Friday.
That's not how it works.
You got to be consistent.
Because those guys definitely got to hold themselves up to a crazy standard, and so they definitely, the work, you can't hide from it. The work gonna either show you did it or not. So that is true. They got there probably, the name definitely gave them a foundation, but yeah, like you said, they had to put in that time and effort.
Gotta put that time in.
Oh, they're gonna get exposed.
and that be the thing, man. Like, I'm not against, like, I know this probably finna set y'all comments on fire, and I'm sorry.
Let's Lord have mercy. Let's do it.
But I know a lot of people, they pray a lot, and there's nothing wrong with praying. But at the same time, you gotta believe in what you're praying for. You gotta be convinced. You gotta be convicted in what you're praying for. You can't say, oh, I want to do this, but then I doubt it at the same time.
Yes, Lord.
Because you got to know that God ain't going to say, you ain't going to say, oh, God, I want to be in the NBA, and you never practice. Because he's never going to put you in a situation where you're going to get exposed. Because if he knows you ain't been working out, if he knows you ain't been putting up no shots, he will not put you on the Hawks.
That's a fact.
And expect you to play 48 minutes.
That's a fact.
And go triple-double.
Come on now.
And you haven't worked out like that's.
Come on now.
As much as we want that to happen, it won't happen like that.
Like we talked about in the past, faith without works is dead. Kind of like what you were just saying, SB. But at the same time, let's take it back to, I know some of y'all, okay, y'all might not be into sports as much as we are, and I get it. We're not a sports podcast. So to bring it back to something that we've talked about kind of like frequently, relationships. I know some of y'all, this might actually burn the comments on fire. I'm going to apply it to both sides because it actually goes for both sides of this coin right here. But as far as prayer goes, I know that there are countless women out there, especially for you ladies who are listening. I'm not throwing shots, but some of y'all really want a man, and all you want to do is pray for a man and hope that God's going to send you a man, and none of y'all are really putting in the work that you need to put in to deserve the man that you're looking to get.
You definitely about to get this shit burned out.
Lord have mercy, they about to be in the comments. I already see it now. What you mean?
He said that.
The problem is in these
Facts.
Hey, I'm just keeping it real, man. Some of the ladies out there, they're out there just praying for a man, and you know, some are just even working on themselves and just hoping that God's gonna send them the man of their dreams. And 2 years go by, 3 years, 4 years, 10 years, 20 years. Next thing you know, it's like, where is this man? And then at that point, they'll really settle. Not all, but some of them will really settle for a guy that they never wanted to begin with.
And that's the worst.
Wow.
That is the worst. That is. But by the same token, fellas, y'all not safe from this too, because you guys will be out there hoping and dreaming and wanting to talk to a 10, right? But you're not in shape. You have no money. You might still live at home with your parents. And there's nothing wrong with all three. But you need to understand that if you are that type of brother, you need to stay in your lane. You cannot be broke, overweight, still living at home with your parents, working a dead-end job where you can't move up in the company, whatever the case may be, or whatever. And I'm not taking shots at anybody, so please don't think I'm taking shots. I'm just keeping it a buck. You cannot be that type of guy. Your looks aren't in order, your money ain't in order, whatever, and you trying to go for a 10 out of 10 woman. Stay in your lane.
It ain't gonna work, brother.
Right?
Focus on yourself.
Focus on yourself. Like we've talked about in the past. Practice discipline, because some of y'all brothers really need it. All right. And we know, all three of us are men. We already know there's some times where we just down bad and we'll snipe the first woman who's willing to give it to us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The first woman that's just like, hey, you know what? I think you're attractive in whatever way, or I like your swag. I like whatever, want to come back to my place, whatever the case may be. If we're not really feeling her, we will still hit.
Gotta be
she
smart.
lets us.
Gotta be smarter than that.
Diabolical.
Gotta be smarter than
So
that.
my point in saying that goes back to what SB was talking about, man. You can't just pray that you're going to get this stuff and you don't put in the work to get this stuff. What does the Bible say? Faith without works is dead. And we've talked about that in previous episodes, man. You have to be willing to put in the work while also believing that this is something that you're going to get. You can't just sit around and say, I deserve this. I deserve that. I deserve me a man who makes 6 figures or more. I deserve me a woman who got a body shaped like a Coke bottle. Nah, you deserve what it is that you work for.
Yeah.
You can't just get all of this stuff that you think is coming your way if you don't put in any type of work to get it.
Gotta be prepared.
Gotta be prepared. Stay ready so you gotta get ready. And that's one thing that networking does for people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It puts you not only in the right space with the right people, but it also helps you to put yourself in the right mindset to obtain the things that you want to attain. Because we all know the saying, and every single variation of it, if you've heard it in a different way, it's like you are the sum of the 5 people that you surround yourself with. If you hang around 5 millionaires, 9 times out of 10, you are going to become the 6th millionaire. If you hang around 5 bums, 9 times out of 10, you are also going to be a bum.
The bum.
You have to surround yourself with people who are going in the same direction that you want to be in, because they will challenge you to put in the work to get on their level.
Amen.
Mm-hmm. And that's one of the reasons why, like, I love podcasting so much and going to podcasting events and networking events that involve the podcasting space, because it's like, look, we all have the same goal in mind. We all have similar dreams in mind, right? And we're all using essentially the same tool to get us to where it is that we want to go.
Yeah.
So, hey, this person over here has made it to this level using podcasting, which is a tool that I'm using now to get to a similar level.
Yeah.
Tell me, brother, tell me, sister, how did you get to that level? You know what I'm saying? And is there any way that you could potentially help me get there? Whether or not it's by bringing me along with you so that we can hang out together and I can see how you move and see how you interact with people and your podcast and stuff like that. So your wisdom, your knowledge will like essentially rub on me, and I'll just be like, yo, listen, I got it now. I got the power. I got the juice.
Yeah.
Or if you could just give me some gems and I can, use those gems, use that knowledge to apply it to my life and get me to that level that I want to go.
Yeah.
You have to network. You have to create networks with people that are either at the space that you want to be or at the place that you want to be, or are going to that place that you want to be.
That's definitely a key instrument, especially when it comes to like chasing your dream.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people they never took that risk on themselves. And they try to tell you how you should bet, how you should make moves. Like, bro, you ain't never did what I'm trying to do. You haven't even been, like you said, you haven't been in the rooms that I'm trying to be in. So how would you know?
Yeah.
Like, you've given up on everything that you tried. Like, how do you know what it's like to, like, it's weird, man. It's weird. It's just one of them spaces, bro. Like you said, man, you got to be around the right people that's going to pour the right information in you, and that's going to always keep you accountable. Yeah. Because that's one of the hardest parts for me, at least, is like just trying to be accountable. Like, if I say I'm finna do something, then I gotta do it. Like, if I say, like, all right, when the kids go to sleep, I gotta crank out something, at least a couple of designs or a couple of articles or at least a full episode or something. I gotta be able to contribute something.
Right.
No, that's real. I think that's what I've been doing to learn from that is just how I do anything. So for me, it's like I'll make sure that whatever I'm doing, I don't even wait on it no more. So like if it's something like if I see some clothes on the ground in my crib, I'm gonna hurry up, just pick them up. I'm not even gonna walk past them and say I'm gonna come back and do this later. I'm just gonna pick it up now, because I noticed that if you do that, it's gonna translate to something else. As far as me doing like a task I know I need to do, or you know what I mean, like just putting that foot forward. I noticed that it works. Everything works together. Yeah. So yeah, I think that plays a key role in success and what we want to do.
Yeah, I read this book one time. I didn't get paid to say this, but shout out to Mel Robbins. She came out with a book called The 5-Second Rule. And it's basically like you counting down from 5. And once you get to 1, you got to take action on whatever it is. And it's been like it's been a transformational thing for me, because like, that was like procrastination was like one thing that I always used to be like, I get back and do this later, or I'll do this in like 10 minutes, or I'll do it in a couple minutes, and then
next thing you know, it never gets done.
I smoke too much, so that shit already like
I'm telling you,
3 weeks later, I'm already like, damn, I said I was supposed to do this like a week ago. And
Man,
telling you, bro.
But then when I do the countdown, it's like, all right, bet I'm sitting down. Boom, like you said, I know I gotta wash clothes. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Don't even play. Just go. Yep.
Just go. By the time I done got up, I'm up now, so I gotta make the use of it.
I'm telling you, bro. I've learned, and it sounds wild to say, but I've learned not to trust my mind when it'll be like, all right, I'm gonna do that. Don't even believe yourself. Don't do yourself. That's a trap, bro.
No, unless you like a highly motivated super self-starter that can literally pull yourself out of any slump.
Nope. Think about how many times you like, I was gonna do that. Like, dang, I didn't do that. Why didn't I do that for real? Like I said I was going to. So
Bull
yeah,
jiving.
Bro, what?
Bull jiving.
So yeah,
man. See, this is why networking is important, because I've never heard of that book, but I'm definitely going to check it out, man, since you've mentioned it.
Mel Robbins, if you see this, I love you. Because the information that's in that book, bro, is like like I tell everybody, the thing about reading self-help books, bro, is you read these books and these writers don't know you. Like, I've never met Mel Robbins a day in my life, but reading her book is like she knows me, bro. Like, she knows everything that I've been through. She knows that I'm a bullshitter sometimes. Like, she knows that I don't really do stuff to my full advantage. And it's like those books like put me in my place, and it's like, all right, fam, if you are who you say you are, then you got to get to work. Right. That's the whole, like, I titled this season of the podcast the comeback season for a reason, because like I've been down, I've been in a very bad position before, and I've lost it all, but I'm also past that. And a lot of times, a lot of people, they can't get past the past. But that's the importance of networking, because you get ideas from people, and people plant seeds, and you may hear something subconsciously, you hear it, but then you just push it to the side because it's not like a main focal point. But then like later on down the line, you'll get that inspiration, or you get that thought like, oh yeah, I remember I was thinking about that. So I do need to go ahead and jump on top of it. But like we said, everything happened at the right time.
That's true.
Everything happened at the right time.
And I really do love like reading self-help books. I mean, those are my favorite type of books to read. I have a bookshelf at my house where I have a bunch of self-help books in my room, some that I haven't cracked open yet. Like I mentioned in the last episode, and he's not paying us either, or, his people ain't paying us, but Leaders Eat Last by Simon Sinek.
Yeah, I got to get that one.
That one, from what I've heard, somebody recommended that book to me, and I had to pick it up because it just really speaks to, from what the people told me, it really speaks to how leaders lead, how leaders make sure that their people are taken care of first before they get everything that they want, like before they're taking care of themselves. Kind of like a father, you know what I'm saying? You make sure your kids are straight, I'm sure, before you. Like, if y'all are struggling and you would give them the clothes off your back, you'd rather shiver, you'd rather be the one that's cold versus your children being cold, or whatever the case may be. Like, you're going to make sure they get the most. Yeah. That's your job as a leader. You know what I'm saying? You're the one who eats last. Like, you're the one that makes sure your people are straight before you. And I think that that's something that speaks to the true quality of a person, or the character of a person, I should say, who is an actual leader. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Because like that's what happened to me, man. Like 2018, I was homeless, and I was staying with a friend, and we basically overstayed our welcome, and a lot of stuff was said that shouldn't have been said, but it was like hurtful as hell. And before we went to Arizona, man, I deleted all my social media, like my Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that. I probably had maybe like 8,000 followers combined between Instagram and Twitter. And I was like, man, I need to take a break. Like, I need to figure out how to get my life back in order. Yeah. But once I started working at the dispensary, man, shout out to the Mint, shout out True Bliss. Once I started working with the homies, man, they really put me back in that mode to like, you can do anything. Because prior to that, bro, that was my first time like ever getting awarded Employee of the Month. That was my first time ever being recognized as like one of the top performers anywhere. Like, you give me a B, give me a C, I ain't saying shit. But then it was like, all right, this is your time to prove that you are who you say you are. Right. And when I had that conversation with myself, and I'm reading these books, and I'm all these seeds getting planted, literally one day I'm standing in front of the computer, and it's like somebody blew some fairy dust in front of my face. And I was like, I gotta do this now. Yeah. And I started just focusing on the craft, man. I just started getting better and better. And it got to a point, man, to where like, if I can get good at that, imagine what I could do to myself. Right. And then I started thinking like, man, if I can change my mind like this, I need to change as many minds as I can. So that, again, that's where networking come in the hand. You got people that's going through stuff that you've been through. You got, mentors that's been through life that got years and years of experience on you. That's your time to pick. Yeah, bro. Because the wise man learn from the mistakes of other people versus making the mistake for yourself.
For those of y'all who are tapped in and y'all listen to us on a regular basis, we talk about that often. Yeah. Don't just learn from your mistakes. Learn from our mistakes. Learn from the mistakes of the people who we talk about every week on this pod. Learn from other people.
It save you some time.
A lot of time.
Definitely saves you time.
I can definitely say this whole journey of learning about being around new people, because I feel like I'm an introvert, but I'm also like an extrovert in sometimes. So definitely being around some of the newest people has advanced me. It's put me on an adventure, and I can say I've gotten into rooms that I know for a fact I would not be in if it weren't just for meeting and talking to different people, bro. Like, I think sometimes you can meet, like you say, you only 6 people away or something like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? You can meet somebody, bro. Like, I was just showing them, I got access to like literally well over probably $1,000, $2,000 worth of equipment. I only have because I know somebody. I didn't pay for that stuff, but I have access to it. Like right now where we at, we have access to this building because of somebody we know.
Right.
We didn't have to pay for this. So it's just like, bro, like that really can open the door for you. So if you feel like you're an introvert, I promise you that, I know sometimes it can be scary, but just go into certain rooms that, I mean, you're going to have to go some places that you might not normally go. But I will say this is like, you don't have to force yourself. Sometimes it can happen organically, you meeting somebody, but open your mouth. Tell people what you do, bro. You never know, like, how just a small conversation can spark up something, and they may know somebody, or they may give you a contact information. And you just never know, bro. Never know, man.
Never know at all.
I'm telling you.
And then at the same time, like we talked about previously in a different episode, you got to put in the work.
Yes, Lord.
And it doesn't matter how much work you put in. Like, you can be doing something for 6 years, or you can be doing something for 6 days.
Yeah.
I remember we talked about this story months ago. There was a video that Tyler, the Creator, was talking about how he signed an artist because he liked his work. Tyler, the Creator, liked this dude's work. And I think...
I know what story you're talking about.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, he said dude only had like a few videos on YouTube, like 6 videos or something like that on YouTube.
You never know who's watching. Like, y'all don't know how many people's pages I be on. I found Rex Orange County. Found that man on YouTube. I'm like, this is amazing. I had 6 views. You are talented. And that's happened so many times. You never know who's watching. So the thing that you think, damn, I put so much time into this and no one's seen it. Or, oh, was the payoff good? Like, man, you never know what that payoff might mean to someone else.
Or something like that. It was it was a small amount of content, but because he had the content up, it got in front of the right person, and the right person put him in a position to win. That's the power of networking. That's the power of working, period. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to put in the work so that when you start networking with other people, people can see who it is that you are. People can see what it is that you do. People can see what it is that you're about. And then they could potentially put you in the right place at the right time and help you get introduced to the right people, because networking is essentially a key to open doors. Yeah. You probably didn't even know they existed.
Yeah.
How many people can say that they've been in the same room or rubbed shoulders with millionaires?
Not too many.
Exactly.
But that's the important thing to remember too, is that every millionaire started somewhere.
Exactly.
Like, because working at Amazon, they tell you the story of Jeff Bezos and how he started Amazon.com just on the computers in his house.
Yep.
And how
and
he
working
was
out of his garage.
Working out of his garage, using all the electricity in his house, like causing the shortage because he going crazy with that much internet.
Same thing with Steve Jobs when he and Steve Wozniak created Apple out of their garage.
And now everybody going crazy for the Apple.
Bruh.
They got the Apple. They got the Apple glasses now.
The Vision Pros, man. We talked about that a few episodes ago. That thing is like $3,500 or whatever.
Ain't no way.
Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Ain't no way.
But hey, if you build it, it'll come.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing. Like, people just got to be confident in what they're doing. Yeah. They got to be confident in themselves. Like, it all boils down to networking. Even if you're not even networking with actual people, you just networking with the voices in your head. Like, you're trying to attract more positive voices. Like, you got to have those voices. You got to have like that positive motivation, that inspiration. Like, it can't really be taught. Like, it's something that's naturally. It's something that's natural, something that you practice. It's something that you believe in. Because like you said, if you don't believe in it, then it don't matter.
Like counting down from 5 to 1. You know what I'm saying? That's a voice in your head. And If you see something that you know you need to do and you don't feel like getting up to do it, count backwards.
One thing somebody told, well, they didn't tell me, but I felt like they was telling me was like if you have an idea and you don't act on it, and then somebody else acts on that idea, and that was them using your energy that you could have used, it just transferred to them because you was bullshitting type shit.
Wow. That is so true though.
Because it's like like the other day, literally you was talking about, you had posted on your story that you went to Fellini's. And I literally was just talking about Fellini's like 2 hours earlier. And I was like, damn, maybe that is my sign. I need to go to Fellini's and get some pizza. But that's just how
that's interesting.
And that pizza was banging too. I'm not going to cat.
Shout out Fellini's.
Y'all need to sponsor us.
Facts.
And think about that. That's actually that sound pretty true, bro. If you think about it, because energy is not created nor destroyed; it's only transferred. So I can see how somebody was thinking of something, they ain't do it, but somebody else acted on it. It's the same thing, bro. Everything is relative, man. It really is.
It's literally the same thing, and that's why I feel like our people, bro, gotta understand that we are our own worst enemy.
Yeah.
Like we gotta understand that we hold the power to our own future, because we get told the lie that, oh, you need to get a good job, you need to do this, you need to do that, but they don't tell you about how happy you're gonna be. They don't tell you like, all right, you're gonna do this and you're gonna work 40 years of your life, but then you're gonna wake up 65 and mad because you didn't take that risk because you was too busy trying to be a people pleaser, when that's not even necessary. Why wait until you on your deathbed to decide you gonna start living when you can just make that decision right now?
And it's crazy. This is a quote that I like live by when it comes to taking risks. Like Fabulous said in one of his songs, he said, "Take a risk. You gotta shoot to miss. Time is golden like that rollie on your wrist. You're never even gonna make a shot or miss a shot if you never take the shot to begin with." That's what I got from that. You have to shoot. You have to shoot your shot. Like listen, you can't make a play if you don't take a chance. Nah. You just can't.
Nah. And it's crazy, man, because like when it comes to taking chances, the unknown factor is really what be catching people off guard, because you don't really know. Like starting a podcast, you don't really know if your podcast is going to gain traction or not.
Right.
You can only hope that the people receive your message well, but you never really know that.
But here's the thing, though. With that, I will say, first things first, our first episode that we ever shot, I know, Mike, you said you've cringed at watching it, going back to watch it or listen to it because of where we were when we first started. We didn't know nothing about podcasting, really. However, that is one of our most listened to episodes. Some way, somehow, people enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? People enjoyed it. And I listen to it sometimes. Like I'll go back and listen to it because that's where we started. And to just see the growth from episode 1 to now episode 79 is crazy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you've also discussed in the past, Mike, how some people don't even make it to 3 episodes of their podcast. Some people barely touch 10. Nope. They don't get to 10 because they start and then they're like, you know what? People aren't really tapping into this the way that I expected them to. So I'm just going to give it up. This ain't for me.
Gotta keep going.
You got to keep going.
Gotta keep going. And that's why networking is so important, because like, again, you may have some ideas that may be outdated. You get around some people that's different thinking, that's being progressive in the movement. They may drop something on you like, oh man, like Nipsey said, he don't ask for advice, he steal it. So
there you go.
You watching something from somebody like, damn, I could be doing this, but tailor it to my movement, or I could just switch it around to kind of make it fit me. But the proof is in the pudding. Like the shit work.
It does.
So, because you only know what you know.
Yeah.
And so when you get in front of somebody who knows or thinks differently than you do, they can give you advice from a different perspective that you may not have even thought about before. Listen, growing up, I was the biggest procrastinator. Not once have I ever thought about counting backwards just to say, hey, you know what? I see something needs to be done. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, whatever. Get up and get it done. I was like, no, I'll get it later. I'll do this later. I don't need to do it now. No.
That's a trap.
It is a trap. But meeting people who are like-minded, such as yourself, man, like it's in my brain now. So where if I see something that I need to get done, I don't feel like getting up to do it, just get up and do it.
Just get up and do it.
Get that countdown started. Once I get to 1, don't be like, all right, I'm gonna start it again. No, get down to 1, get up and get it done.
Just do it, bro.
Bars.
That's a fact, bro.
Shout out Mel Robbins, man.
But that's the type of stuff that you come across when you network with others. You learn from other people. You learn,
For sure.
you know, certain things that they know that you might not know.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Facts.
Hopefully y'all take heed to that. Hopefully y'all are you know, listening to what it is that we have to say and apply it. Because like I've mentioned before, man, knowledge isn't power, but applied knowledge is power. So take everything that we've had to say and just apply it to your life. If you're an introvert, hey, that's cool. I understand, you know, not everybody can be an extrovert. So what I would need you to do if you're trying to do something bigger and better with your life, go out there and try to meet somebody who is in the place that you want to be, who is going to the place that you want to go, and get with them, talk to them, find out something about how they are going to the place that you want to go, and maybe you can apply it to your life. And for anybody else, like shout out to all the extroverts, man. If you already get out there and you talk to people on a regular basis, keep doing it. Because you never know who you're going to run into. You never know who you're going to talk to. You can just have the right conversation with the right person at the right time.
And it's a wrap.
There you go.
And everything changed.
It only takes one.
So that's all I had to say on that. Fellas, do y'all have anything that y'all want to add?
Just look both ways when you cross the street. That's all. Not major. Just keep it simple.
Don't take candy from strangers, man.
Come on now.
Why you got to follow in this man's footsteps?
Hey, man, it just made sense.
Don't ever take a rolled up L already. Inspect it. Unless you know who the person is.
That's a conversation for another day. Cause boy,
yeah,
It's an evil world we live in.
not bro. Like,
Had to throw that one in there.
man, I live in Gainesville, bro. Like, the name Gainesville don't even seem like it's a crazy place. Every single night, bro, when I'm coming home, bro, it's cops over here on Flower Branch exit, Buford exit. And then I get on WDUN the next morning. Oh, yeah, they just caught 50 grams of fentanyl,
oh wow,
crack pipes, and all kind of shit.
Yo.
I'm like, bro, what the hell is
Gainesville is on another level.
It wasn't always like that. But that's why we here, man. To change people's lives, man.
that's it.
Using our platform to our advantage.
Shout out to every single one of you guys who are out there working on changing lives and using whatever platform you have to your advantage and the advantage of others. Man, shout out to all the leaders out there who eat last, because y'all truly know how to lead and help other people before you help yourself. Because in all actuality, man, you help enough people get what it is that they want, you in turn will eventually get what it is that you want. Mike, like we discussed when we first launched this podcast, we call ourselves Residual Impact because we know that the impact is going to come before the income.
Talk that talk.
We knew that that was going to happen. Here we are almost 80 episodes in, and we are still hopefully impacting enough lives to where it's just going to keep growing and growing and growing. And then the income as well is going to keep growing and growing and growing to the point to where we end up changing our intro to the show. And instead of pulling up in the Mazdas that we currently have, we pulling up in Ferraris.
Talk that talk.
You know what I'm saying? Because the income has been earned from impacting enough lives, because we have given the people everything that they have wanted in terms of helping them to change their lives. And in return of pouring into them, they pour back into us in a different way.
Come on, bro.
You know what I'm saying? That's all I have to say on that. Gentlemen, anybody else got anything to say before we dip out other than look both ways before you cross the street? Don't take candy from strangers. Don't accept a pre-roll L from somebody that you don't know. Anything else?
Hey, man, just make sure you tune into the Roll Up Podcast, man.
Talk that talk.
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. New episodes at 12.
Where else can they find you, brother?
Man, make sure you follow me at on YouTube at the Sauce Brady Experience. You can check out the SauceBradyExperience.com. That's the official hub of the Roll Up Podcast. Every day that I got going on, all in one spot. I got both books, both merch lines, the podcast, the YouTube, and I got some other things that I'm working on right now too. So if y'all looking for some new shit to vibe to, I highly recommend spending some time with your boy.
Talk that talk then,
There
brother.
you go. Mike?
I ain't got nothing, man. Just be nice to each other. That's what we need more. Just be nice. That's it.
Yeah, man.
You know?
I dig that.
Appreciate it every day.
I dig that too.
Send me some money.
Residual Impact.
The Roller Podcast.
$ Residual Impact.
I was just saying Jamaica Moore, honestly. But we can throw them in there. I was just saying that. Oh, man.
Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get up out of here because this brother's being greedy. So, thank each and every single one of you guys for tapping into this episode. We greatly appreciate it. Also, shout out to that man, Sauce Brady.
Yes, sir. Go get that merch. Go get that merch.
Because this definitely was a long time coming, man. Brother, we greatly appreciate you for stopping by.
But before we even go anywhere else, bro.
Yes, sir.
I just want to say thank y'all because y'all the main reason why I even got into the consistency of the podcast anyway.
Wow.
Because I was working at Amazon, like I said, I was working at Amazon, and I would see y'all posting. But when y'all first started, y'all was dropping episodes like all the time, and I was like, damn, these boys is working. I need to step my shit up.
Hey,
wow.
we appreciate that.
Once I got a formula down, bro, it was a wrap. But I definitely give y'all the credit for putting that spark under my ass to get my shit together.
That's love, bro.
That
we appreciate
is,
that, man.
Definitely. We appreciate it because we truly don't know not only how many people we impact, but who we impact.
Yeah.
And it's definitely good to see not only how we've impacted somebody else, but of course who we've impacted. And that's amazing.
Shout out to Will.
Shout out to Will, man. Shout out to
man.
Will for connecting us and that, Will, hopefully you're watching this. We owe you, brother, man. This has been great. You know what I'm saying? A great experience, great gems being dropped, and of course a great friendship. So, and it's all due to the power of networking, man. Will and I went to high school together. So if I didn't know Will, I probably would have never met you, to be honest.
Slick.
Yeah.
Slick. That's crazy.
Yep.
Man, that's wild.
But y'all already know, man, we cannot leave without saying
where you are today
is a residual outcome
of the thoughts you had in the past.
Straight like that.
How long did it take y'all to practice it?
I think that one we got quicker than we did the other
got it
one.
pretty quickly.
The first one was the first, like the intro. That still took us a long time.
Yeah, the intro took us the longest. when we first introduced the show, and we just we've been saying the same thing for now almost 80 episodes straight. But initially, when we first started doing it, I would mess up sometimes, and I'm the one who wrote it. I'm the one who came up with it. And it's like, how am I going to mess up?
Yeah.
But I was the one who messed it up. Mike's messed it up a couple of times because it's like, oh, we're supposed to say this together or whatever. And sometimes I'd be saying it by myself.
Yeah.
It was just like that. That took us forever.
Man.
But the ending, it was just so simple that sometimes Mike even still slips up because like I will say what I have to say and then he'll forget it. If I remember while I'm editing this, I'll probably throw up a montage of the amount of times that he's forgotten.
Ain't nobody asked you all that. All right? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for stopping in with us. We appreciate you. God bless and drive home safely, okay?
Straight like that. Till next time.
Peace.